Your brain knows where all of your organs are and won't tell you. All those things going on in the dark without your knowledge or conscious control, that's some scary shit right there. Go down that rabbit hole for a while and the thing that you call yourself soon disappears from view. Actually, the nerves that supply sensation of the organs in the abdomen are very sparse and poorly differentiated, which is why we get a tummy ache rather than specific well-localized pain. The lining of the abdomen has many more nerves, so we can tell where this is inflamed. That is why with appendicitis you get a general tummy ache first and then it moves to the bottom and right side of your abdomen later as the inflammation spreads. So your brain really doesn't know where all your organs are, unless something has gone wrong. Joke's on you, visceral hypersensitivity means I can feel everything. I wish it would stop telling me where they are. I already know. Your brain eases your nose as useless information from your vision, even though your nose is obstructing your vision 100 of the time. You only notice it when you think about it or close one eye. Makes you wonder what other very real, very physical data is being erased because your brain thinks it's useless information. I just find it so interesting that we control our bodies, but have little to no control over our insides. Like, obviously we can't make our own hair stop growing. Can't always stop a headache even if you fix the thing that caused it, like needing water or food. We're just this consciousness inside our brains that has limited control over ourselves. No, the brain does not have spatial awareness of most organs. It's like saying the toilet knows where the sewers are. Not super true. You can call someone on the phone and tell them to do stuff without knowing where they are in space. Same thing for sending mail. You can have a package delivered somewhere as long as you know the address, even if you don't know exactly where they are in space. The brain sends and receives signals, but doesn't necessarily know where all those signals are going to or coming from. If your brain wanted to, it could make you feel the pain of having literal acid pooling in your guts. It holds all the cards here. Don't test its patience. My brain doesn't know shit. Why central nervous system, on the other hand, has all the details and it's refusing to release them to the brain. Anything done on reflex and doesn't require conscious thought to do is done by the nerves on their own, not the brain. Brain at best knows that this part hurts. That's because humans define organs because we like defining things and putting things into neat little boxes with well-defined borders and margins. The body doesn't actually work that way and things are far more interconnected than that. We started off as a couple of cells and all our organs formed from that. We're just starting to scratch the surface of seeing the big picture of this interconnectedness in medicine. Things like, for example, the brain-skin connection or the gut acting as a second brain that shows that systems are in constant communication with each other and that one can affect the other greatly. Breaking things down by organs is basically just a tool to help us study the very complex human body. If you can feel your liver, something is wrong with it. If you want to feel your liver, drink a lot. My first thought was my brain is like the IRS, but instead of knowing how much I owe in taxes, it knows where all my body parts are. Sometimes, when I'm high, I can feel my sinuses and I don't like it at all. Being aware of my liver would be debilitating, or how all of your organs are. And nobody knows what anything else does, and at the end it accidentally worked, so they didn't delete anything, slapped it into a container, and shipped it to the customer with an IOU for documentation. Take some shrooms. You may be surprised what you can able to feel. Gas passing through internal sphincters is one of the strangest feelings of my entire life, especially the higher ones in the intestines. It doesn't, you know where the 1-inch square of skin is on the other side of your forearm, because whenever you got it hurt you'd turn your arm over and look at it. You do this so often as a child that you learn to associate that nerve 78,390 for with if your liver started hurting, you can't tell where that's coming from. Thus, you've never learned to associate that sensation with, oh, that's my liver. I suspect very strongly most people are unable to figure out where internal sensations are to any degree of accuracy. You most definitely do not want to feel your liver. I've been accidentally punched in my liver and it seriously feels like you're about to die. Your brain knows where all of your organs are and won't tell you. My brain has a vague notion of where the organs are based on remembering that transparency flip chart of the human body in the encyclopedia. Other than that, it basically has no clue. It may have nerve connections to some of the organs, but that doesn't mean it knows where they are. It has no clue where the organs that do not have nerve connections are. Unless you mean, like, what city are they in? My organs are in my bedroom at my desk, inside the skin sack I like to call me. Get lupus like me and you'll feel pain in all of your different organs and you'll figure out where stuff is. You'll even learn the difference between the membrane around your heart lungs being inflamed and the actual heart lungs themselves. It's that precise and there's that much involvement. I can keenly tell which organ is giving me issues. Right now it's the inner lining of my bladder and my joints are also stiff and swollen. Mostly my feet, knees, hips, shoulders, and hands. I'm in a car with lots of parts and wiring and systems that keep it going as long as we remember to gas up, but how much do we know about the parts? Other than they're all under the hood somewhere. Not true, mine lost track of my gallbladder about 3 years when it got lazy and quit working. A surgeon abducted it and hasn't been heard from since. Does it, though? A Roomba cleaning your house drives around as if it knew what it was doing, but in reality, it's only activating and deactivating certain things based on timers and sensors. Same goes for the brain. It doesn't know what a stomach or heart is or where they are, but if a certain part of the brain gets a certain signal, it will respond by sending signals down some other nerve channel. The brain doesn't really know where a lot of your organs are. There are a lot of shared overlapping innervation levels for the organs. This is why the organs refer pain to other parts of the body. Kidney pain is low back pain. Liver gallbladder disease is often referred to the right shoulder. Does it though? Or does it know this war goes to the heart, and this war is somehow connected to the gallbladder? If you want to feel your liver, just drink at least a fifth of vodka every day for about 3 months straight. It's like hidden files on a Mac. Apple was like, I know they're going to screw something up. Let's just hide it and make everything go on in the background. Ever since I studied sensation perception in college, I cannot stop being impressed by the idea of proprioception, the body's ability to know where it whatever part of you is in space. Your brain can access your organs, but it doesn't know where they are. Like, my computer can operate my wired printer, but it doesn't have a GPS location for it. Honestly, things like this make me realize how my brain is on full control of me all the time. It lets me do my own thing until it thinks I'm going to fuck up and then swoops in and takes over. As someone who struggled with liver disease 7 years or so ago, I can tell you exactly where your liver is located. I feel so stupid when I feel pain internally, and when I try to feel for it with my hands, I'm touching the wrong spot. Well, if you didn't get so consumed by your ego, you would feel more. You could even to some extent control the release of chemicals in your brain. X2OB.SADHEURU talks about this a bit. This might be the best sure thought I've read. We really have no idea what is going on with our internal organs. The part of you not knowing where it is also your brain. It restricts information from itself. Sorry, conscious self, you do not have security clearance for that. Okay, so it won't tell you where they are, but they sure as fuck will tell you where they were. I had my appendix out 3 months after I had a baby. I could feel where the placenta had come off the uterine wall, and I could feel where they sutured or cauterized the cecum after they removed my appendix. You know, scabs happen on the inside of the body, right? And they itch just as bad as the ones on the outside. Not only that, but the space feels vacant. Like, yeah, now that I think about it, why liver is missing the sensation of the spleen snuggling it. In short, major torso surgery sucks. Don't recommend.